Well, I think it's safe to say that we are the masters now. What's up, everybody? Team Fanatic here. Hope you all are having a fantastic day, and welcome to another post-game reaction. In this one, I'm continuing my coverage of my boys of gold, Nashville SC, and it's another win, baby. We just keep on rolling. I love it. Nashville SC beat Charlotte FC 4-2 on Star Wars night, which, you know what? Looking back on it, that's kind of appropriate, because in this match, for me, I felt like I watched, like, the entire original trilogy all in this match. Like, there were, like, the great parts in it at the start, like a New Hope, and then, you know, there were some parts where Charlotte started to fight back, just like in, like, Empire. And then, like, toward, like, the very end, it was, like, Return of the Jedi. More, specifically, the return of Sam Surridge. We will get into all of that. We got lots to talk about. A lot of goals to recap as well. So, let's go ahead and dive right in. You know, after our last meeting with Charlotte, which that was one that certainly had, like, a lot of action, a lot of fireworks as well. I think we came out of that match knowing that, you know, while we can beat Charlotte, absolutely, it is, like, that is a tough club to beat. I will give them credits, and I'll give them more later. Charlotte is a very tough, gritty team to beat. And we can beat them, and, like, we did it, but we certainly had to earn it in this match. For Nashville SC coming into this one, again, no Sam Surridge, at least for that first half. Sam was on the bench. He did not start. But one thing that was going for us in this match is that, like, we are at home. Nashville SC this season so far unbeaten at Geodis Park. Unbeaten at the Fortress. And on the other side of that, we're facing Charlotte, a club that has had only one road win in their, I think this is like their, it's like their fourth or fifth road game. So Charlotte, like, they have not done good this season on the road, and they have never beaten us in Geodis Park. So, like, we had that going for us. So, in the first half, what I will say, you know what, to start it off is that the first, I'd say, like, 15 to 20 minutes were some of the most frustrating I've ever seen. Not because we didn't have, like, opportunities. Really, it was the opposite. We had so many, like, excellent chances. Miracle chances right here. Like, there were a few times when, like, we would have guys just by themselves way down the pitch. Just them and the goalie. And we could not score. And it is just, it was just so anxiety-inducing because, like, you live for those. You live to have, like, starts like this. And we did not capitalize on the few, like, golden chances that, like, we had to start. But what I will say is that for Nashville, like, we just continued to fight. We continued to press. And finally, it paid off. 19th minute, boys. We find some space in the middle. Madrigal to Kassem coming in. And then he has a spectacular feed to my boy, Hani Mukhtar. And he scores, baby, to kick it off for Nashville. And what a way to do it. Nashville SC, this is one of the many aspects that make us great. When we score first, we are an even tougher club to beat. Nashville SC this season are 6-0-0. We'll now make that 7-0-0 when scoring first this season. And just what a way to do it right here. Get the crowd into it, man. And give the assist again to Kassem right here. Just what a great play, great feed by him. And, you know, speaking of Kassem right here, he gets his own goal, 25th minute. Nehar to Espinoza. He then passes back to Chasm, and then he fires an absolute rocket into the net, and now the lead is 2-0 Nashville. And for Chasm, this is a great moment for him. Again, I mentioned he had that assist earlier. He had some other opportunities earlier on in this match. And it feels awesome for him to get this goal right here. His first goal of 2026. Hopefully the first for many for Chasm. And I want to touch on this because I mentioned this. I've mentioned this quite a few times in my recent reactions. Is that I love it, when Hani scores, when Sam scores. For opposing teams, they know that, those are our, two main guys that love to score. Espinoza, he's been up there as well. And you know what? With those three guys, I love having all three of them out on the pitch. They can do some serious damage. But I think, with that being said, I think a lot of teams overlook guys like Chasm. A lot of our opponents, they overlook guys like Chasm, guys like Nehar, guys like that who, they can score themselves. And you know what? That's what it's all about for me. And I feel like that's what it's all about for BJ Callahan, is that we want to generate as many scoring threats as we can right here. And Chasm, he is one of those guys. Absolutely. So give credit to him and to us. We got the 2-0 lead. Now, this is what I want to talk about. This is where, I just saw the New Hope. It's over now, right? Now we're going into Empire. And, that whole movie, it is a great film, but there's certainly, some tough parts in there. There's some times when our heroes, Luke, he has some rough times in there. He realizes his dad is really not a good dude. For Nashville right here, I guess that our so-called empire was not just facing Charlotte, but also the refs. Because it seemed like, just for me, after we got this 2-0 lead, it seemed like the refs were starting to favor Charlotte. Just a little bit here. They would start to call, the ticky-tack fouls on us. And Nashville fans, we've seen how that can really, deter our rhythm and our attack. It can be so tough for us to get going when all these fouls are being called. And then, Charlotte gets a throw-in. They get a free kick. Speaking of free kicks, with about, 5 minutes until stoppage time right here, Nehar and Vargas for Charlotte. They're both running down. They're chasing a ball down. Vargas bumps Andy. He falls down. Vargas falls down, but apparently it's Andy's fault. He gets called, and Charlotte gets a free kick. Now, I'm sure there are some fans that are looking at me and are saying that, of course he's biased toward Nashville because, he is a fan of that team. Of course he thinks that, Charlotte, they're starting to get favor from the refs because, a few calls did not go his way. I do understand where those fans are coming from. But look at the footage! Look at this! I'm pulling it up right now. How is this Andy's fault? It's not his fault. Vargas bumped into him. He fell down. And apparently it's on Andy. And that's what he was doing with his shoulder. He said Vargas bumped him. And weird called for it? I don't understand it. I'm sorry. No siree. That's injustice right there. And look what it led to. This is why, calls like this are so important. Because look what happens here. 42nd minute. Westwood with the delivery. And as soon as he sent this ball, unfortunately, I felt it. It was a really good ball. It just right to Morrison with a sliding header, and he scores. The second straight match Morrison has had with a goal. And, Privet, he was right there too for Charlotte. You had two guys for Charlotte pretty much unmarked. Now, I will say that perhaps we got into a little bit of ball watching right here. But let me go ahead and pull up the replay, and I'll give credit to the best dad in the world, my dad. Sorry, other dads out there. But my dad, he points out that Lovitz got held, and you know what? I looked at the replay. Oh, yes, he did. Look at this. Look at Lovitz. He's being bear hugged by Schnegg, and it's no call. No call, no foul, none whatsoever. That goal stands. Absolute injustice to end the first half. And believe it or not, this is how much we dominated the first half. That goal, that was Charlotte's first shot on target of the entire match. That one right there. And it leads to a goal. Again, all thanks to an unnecessary call on Andy. Just absolutely ridiculous. And to me, and I'm sure to other Nashville fans, like, it really stung because, again, we dominated this first half right here. Like, Nashville, we had 62% of the possession. We had 5 shots on target. I mean, just, you can't script a better half for us. You can't script a better start for Nashville. And I was so ready to, you know, go into the locker room up 2-0, but no. We're going in there with just a 1-goal lead. Again, all thanks to not 1, but 2 unbelievable acts of horrible refereeing. Absolute injustice right there. But I was trying to stay calm, trying to stay composed, because we still had like a 1-goal lead. But going into the second half, my thought process was, you know what? We can't let Charlotte have any more of these free kicks. Can't let them have any kind of like set piece. Because if you look at the match, as we're moving and as Charlotte was moving, like, they can't touch us. I mean, clearly, look, the only goal that they got in the first half was when we're not moving. When they have time and space to line it up exactly how they want it. That's how they got this goal. It wasn't like a rush. It wasn't like them getting numbers forward into the penalty area. No. Like, Charlotte, like, that's what they did. Like, Westwood, he just said it. He had all that time in the world. That's how they got it. So, for us, you know, we just had to keep things moving. Keep Charlotte guessing. Have them play our game. To start this second half, what I will say is that Charlotte, they did do better. Like, they did have a much better start in terms of, like, getting their attackers down the pitch and also maintaining their possession. But this is where Nashville, we are such a threat. This is where we're so good on transition. Because, like, when we get that ball and we transition, like, we got guys sprinting down the pitch and we do it in a hurry. 60th minute, Nahar making all kinds of moves right here, making Charlotte miss like a true Jedi Master. Absolutely. He finds Surge down the pitch, and you know what? We all know right here, Sam, he's not going to miss this shot. And he did not. Sammy scores for us to take our 2-goal lead back, baby. It's return of the Jedi right here. Sam Surge, he's back, and he would not be done yet, baby. But before I talk about another amazing goal by Sam, I do have to give credit to Andy Nahar. This guy has been an absolute stud for us. He was an all-star last year, and I have no doubts that, like, he should go to this all-star game, which is, hold on. Can I just say something just real quick? Just pause, time out. Why is it in Charlotte? Really? I mean, yeah, of all the places to get the all-star game, you pick Charlotte? Who's in charge of that? I mean, you would rather have it at a football stadium and not in Nashville, the sports capital of the South, and yes, I did say that, has the largest soccer stadium in all of the United States and Canada. You're not going to have the All-Star game there. You'd rather have it in Charlotte. I'm sorry. I don't know who made that choice, but that's dumb. Stupid! But anyway, back to Andy. I just had to say that. Back to Andy right here. This pass from Andy, it just, you know what, to me, it almost felt impossible right here. It felt like I was watching like A New Hope. And I was watching Luke Skywalker trying to, like shoot the laser to the Death Star. I'm sorry, I'm not a big-time Star Wars fan. I'm not. I'm more into sports, as you can tell. But, like that's what it felt like with this pass from Andy. It felt like just almost like impossible that he was going to get this ball to Sam Surridge, but he did it. And Sam scored. Nashville, we are back in a very good spot right here. But Charlotte, they just do not go away right here. 68th minute. Vargas to Beal, right outside of the box. No one challenges him. A rare mistake by our backline that, like, they did great things throughout this match. But this was a mistake on their part. Again, you know what? Probably because a lot of those guys thought that the refs, they were going to call it because they were being ticky-tacky and biased against us. That's what it can lead to. If you get, like, these ticky-tacky refs that, like, want to make, like, every single just, like, touch call, it's like, oh my gosh, he fell down. Like, come on, let the boys play right here. Unfortunately, it led to this goal by Biel, who fires and he scores again in the top corner. Schwacke. What happened, dude? I know that Schwacke did not have to do much, honestly, in this match. He did make, like, a few nice saves. But Schwacke, like, no. Come on, dude. Like, I gotta see something right here. I mean, Schwacke, he was about as frozen as Han Solo was at the end of Empire. Just stood there, and that ball just went in. Now, let me just say, yes, I am a fan of Nashville, but occasionally I do play soccer with some friends in my off time, and sometimes I do play goalie, and so sometimes I do get it when, like, you see the ball, and perhaps this is what Schwacke was going through. Like, he probably saw this ball and was like, oh, there's no way that that's, like, going in. I don't have to do nothing. But against Biel, that is not a gamble that I would take. Biel, he's now got 5 goals and 4 assists this season. He has been on fire. So for Schwacke in that moment, dude, like, I need something right here. Like, get your glove out there. Jump for it. If you don't get it, like, hey, like, it is what it is, but I need to see something else, bro. Like, in future matches, I better not let Messi or Boanga or whoever have that kind of goal. No, sirree. We are shutting that down. But Charlotte, they're back in it right here. It's like, final battle with Darth Vader. Is Luke going to pull it out? I don't know. But how about this, man? Nashville, we rise to the occasion. 74th minute, Nashville with a set piece. Espinoza with the delivery. It gets to Hani. He fires, and Sam Surridge, he redirects this ball in to make it now 1, 2, 3, 4 goals for the boys in gold. That would be the clincher. Nashville with a hard-fought win over Charlotte. And again, I said at the start of this video that I was going to give Charlotte their flowers. And here's what I will say. Yes, we did sweep Charlotte in the season series, but those 2 matches were hard-fought wins. Those wins did not come easy. Those points did not come easy. And I'll be honest, folks, like, come playoff time, I would not want to see Charlotte. Because, it's still early in the season. Charlotte can still do some damage. They can still get some points and rack up some wins. They have a very talented team over there. Kalina, one of the best goalkeepers, in my opinion, in the game. He did make some nice saves, like, early on. And you know what? Charlotte, they stayed in it for pretty much, like, the whole match. Like, they kept it close. We had to earn it. And you know what? That, I think, shows growth for Nashville. Because come playoff time, you know what? There's going to be some moments like that when our opponent, like, they're starting to come back, they're starting to crawl back. But it's up to us to put the dagger in there. And we did. In this match. Oh, it feels so good. Woo! Nashville. Again, we just continue to win. We continue to roll. We continue to show everybody that we are here. And we're not here just to, have like some good moments. We're not just here to just make the playoffs and be happy to be there. No. We're coming for it all. For everything. Every single trophy we can get our hands on, we are going to do it. And speaking of trophies, we have another match in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. The semifinal against Tigres. So boys, let's just keep this thing going and let's show Tigres that this is our fortress and we will not be beat. But fans, that's going to do it for this post-game reaction. Thank you all so much for watching. If you all enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and you can join our Fanatic Army. And honey salutes to all of you as always, and I hope that all of you have a fantastic day. Go boys and girls!